Artists are starting to hate Instagram big time. It's no secret, Instagram has been a major platform for showcasing our art, creativity, over all those years. However, lately you've probably noticed that the love affair is cooling off. Here are 12 reasons why many artists and creative people are starting to feel less enamored with the gram. This video is really good for you as a creative person because you will be able to either decide, oh, I need to leave this instant gram thing because it has too many drawbacks, or you might find ways around the drawbacks, turning them into your strengths, especially when you know what the drawbacks are. Either way, watch until the end to find out. Reason 1. Instagram obsessive focus on Reels. Its push for video content, especially Reels, oh my god, so annoying, can feel overwhelming for those of us who prefer static images or other forms of expression. It's really difficult to share a painting or, for example, in the form of a reel because now you have to do triple the work. From thinking of a creative way to showcase your art in a video format, to finding music, to needing video editing skills to make an engaging video, not everyone has the time or skills or energy to do all of that. A lot of artists are missing the old days where it was good enough to just share a photo of their craft. Hey, like and subscribe if you're liking this. I'm getting a bit demotivated here on YouTube, so I would truly appreciate the push. Reason 2. Algorithm woes. The ever-changing algorithm on Instagram often hides posts from our followers, making it harder to reach people that genuinely want to see our work, especially now that Reels are promoted more, and especially now that every single Instagram user is fed content from creators they do not even follow. I think the ratio was like 20% posts you did not even ask to see from people you did not follow. So this leaves less space for your precious craft to be seen at all. This directly leads us to reason number 3, the declining engagement. Many artists have noticed a significant drop in likes, comments, and overall engagement, which can be discouraging. What's the point of posting anymore? Artists are feeling underappreciated. Other reasons why artists are falling out of love with Instagram is the pressure to post constantly. The stress of feeling the need to post regularly to stay relevant can lead to burnout, and it can even diminish the joy of creation. Art cannot be rushed. Creativity cannot be forced. We are not art robots or mass production machines for perfectly polished posts. It shouldn't be on a schedule, because when you're forced to post constantly, it can turn something you love into a chore. Reason 5. Did you notice the recent lack of authenticity on Instagram? The platform's emphasis on trends, staying relative, being always successful, being perfect and aesthetical, can stifle creativity and lead to a less authentic representation of our work. Add that to the recent flood of AI art, and the authenticity of Instagram drops even more, like through the floor. It broke the floor from how low the authenticity fell. The video did not end, by the way, but I just want to pause to let you know you can support real artists like me by buying me a coffee to support my work. It's just kind of symbolic. The link is pasted in the description box. Reason 6 why artists are starting to hate Instagram. It's because of the popularity contest. Instagram often feels like a numbers game where follower counts and the number of likes matter more than the quality of the art. It can be really tiring having to focus on the stats and the numbers so freaking much. Exhausting, really. It makes a lot of us think, okay, what's the next artwork I can make that will get the highest possible number of likes and comments from my followers? Instead of, what inspires me today? What would people love to see? What do I feel like drawing today or creating? right? Just a reminder, social media is not real life. If your masterpiece got 10 likes, remember that's not a criteria. Reason 7. Artists are worried about shadow banning. In case you don't know what shadow banning is, here's the definition: to block a user from a social media site or online form without their knowledge, typically by making their posts and comments no longer visible to other users. Moderators and the algorithm have the ability to shadow ban users. So some artists have reported being shadow banned, where their posts mysteriously disappear from feeds, making it hard to gain visibility. Especially this happens when it comes to politics, religion, beliefs. A lot of posts are being shadow banned, especially now in 2024, which is so annoying and proves that freedom of speech and freedom of creation now does not exist, not anymore. For instance, I could just use a certain word in my work, like GAZA. Anyways, the myth of democracy, of freedom died there, because whenever you try to say anything about it, your post will be shadow banned. So that's when you know something is wrong. The perks of social media were freedom of speech, being able to share with global reach, but now it's becoming a platform for propaganda and mass control and mass thinking, and even suppressing the truth or suppressing facts. And you do know creative people can't stand being placed in boxes or being shut up or controlled. It's kind of happening now. So that's why many artists are considering leaving Instagram permanently. So let's see how long the Instagram glory days are gonna last with all that shadow banning anyway. Commercialization. The increasing commercialization of Instagram's sponsored posts, it can really feel more like a marketplace than a creative community. Commercialization often forces art to conform to trends, robbing it of its individuality and authenticity. But if you want to see how another popular social media became despised by the art community recently, especially because of its influx of / invasion of AI art, watch my video called How AI Broke Pinterest. It will be linked in the end and in the end and the description. So another reason artists are starting to hate Instagram, hate being on Instagram, is the comparison trap. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself, which negatively impacts confidence as an artist and even as a person. Comparison on Instagram can stifle your creativity, making you doubt your own voice in a sea of others. 10. Intellectual property issues. There is always a fear of having your work stolen or reposted without credit, which Instagram doesn't always handle too effectively. There are hundreds of artists who report their work being stolen all the time by users or by AI. Look at Samdu Arts, for example. I can see so many replicas of his unique style. It's so obvious he's being ripped off. Artists are scared because they're having their unique styles being reused and refabricated by AI and users without the artist's consent or permission, which is really revolting. When AI steals art, it diminishes the respect for the artist's time, effort, and creative process. 11th point. Lack of support for small creators. Now let's have a chat about being a small creator on Instagram. If you're out there grinding with your art, you might have noticed that the platform doesn't always have your back like it used to. I think this is true for almost all platforms I know of so far, or at least the big ones, so it's nothing really new, but the platform Instagram often favors bigger accounts, making it tough for the emerging artists to grow their audience. Instagram has this way of making big accounts even bigger, especially if you've got a ton of followers. Great, because you're probably getting a lot of engagements, exposure, all that good stuff. But if you're just starting out, then it can really feel like you're stuck in the slow lane while everyone is just zooming by. Reason 12 why artists are hating Instagram right now is because the social media, because of its shift of priorities. many artists are feeling that Instagram's priorities have kind of shifted away from being a space for creativity, and instead, Instagram now mainly focuses on trends and mass production and monetization and the hot topics like LGBTQ, feminism, all that animal rights, repetitive stuff in general. Not saying any of these things are bad, I'm just saying they're the repetitive, trendy stuff. So, Instagram used to be our go-to place for sharing creativity. I mean, remember the good old days when it was all about posting your art, getting love from fellow creators, and just vibing with the community? But lately, it feels like Instagram's priorities have really changed. It's leaning more towards shallow and materialistic goals. Making money isn't a bad thing, but when the platform starts focusing more and more on what's trendy and what's gonna bring in the big bucks, hello sponsored posts, well, it can leave us artists feeling a bit left out. Where's the love for pure creativity and innovation? It can be super frustrating when you feel the platform that once it celebrated originality is now pushing you to fit into a certain mold. While Instagram still has its perks, it's clear that many in the creative community are truly feeling super frustrated. If you're one of them, know that you're not alone, and let me know about your experience in the comments box. And let's keep supporting each other, finding joy in our craft, whether it's on Instagram or here. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you wish to follow me on Instagram to see more of me and more of my art, you can find my account in my link tree or just in the description box. I hope this video resonated with you and others in the creative world, and keep shining. Bye!